Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead with another Battlefield 4 video for you. Today we're taking a look at a game of Rush on Operation Metro 2014, and what I'm going to be presenting here are some of the things that I noticed the most while playing this game. I'll go ahead and stop the video, point them out with some goofy little red arrows, so that I can kind of show you the things that I notice, how I use the environment, and how I approach certain situations. Now this isn't obviously my entire bank of knowledge, because that would take forever, as most of us have certain quirks that we play. But this is just some of the things that I noticed while watching the playback of this Rush game. As you can see, we have the first MCOM armed, and it's screaming away, and it looks like the bad guys are not going to be able to get their hands on that in order to disarm it. As you can see, we have everything locked down. So I go ahead and spawn in and prepare for the assault of Alpha MCOM. We move up along this little gully right here and watch what happens. Look at those red arrows. Two bad guys moving across the field, ready to defend their Alpha MCOM. Notice what I have in front of me, this large boulder. I'm able to engage both of them and take them out. I got the drop on them this time, but whenever you are engaging more than one enemy, you always want to have an ace in the hole, a trick up your sleeve. In this case, I had that cover. I knew that I could duck down behind that cover, go prone, pillar behind that cover, and be able to put the odds in my favor that I would win that firefight. This next section here, this is 3v1. I've got a bad guy in the trees, two bad guys in front of me. Now granted, one of them was prone and had no idea what was going on, but the one in the tree, he knew what I was up to. When I came around the corner, I saw him first, but my mini-map also told me that there were two others in that crag next to me. Now I turned the corner, I realized the LSAT, while it is a long-range weapon, also does just fine up close. So I turned my attention to the two that were the closest, because they were the highest priority threat in that particular situation. Now, that was a little ballsy on my part, simply because I am an average player. My Twitch skills are not all that they should be, or all that they used to be when I was younger, and you never know what you're facing against. That could have been two medic class players with FAMASs, high round per minute weapons that would have chewed through me. Could have been somebody running an MTAR. The guy back in the trees could have been a recon with a sniper rifle and an 8x scope, and as soon as I turned that corner, my head could have been right in his sights and he could have dropped me down with one shot. Point being, you never know what's around that corner. So while I did come out on top and I was able to scoot back around cover with my life intact, it doesn't always work out that way. Right here, as you can see, I'm moving slowly because this is a terrible, terrible kill lane. You get a support guy back here, bi-potted up, and he will cut you to pieces. But if you can make it to the end, you know that jumping out of this grate here is dangerous. Usually people jump down and then immediately move to their right. So you know what? Let the blueberries go. Now you might be saying, Dead, that's mean. Why are you letting your teammates go and take enemy fire? Well, when teammates go and they rush into the enemy bullets, that allows me, or players who pull back and think about what's going on, to assess what is ahead of you. Right here we're showing use of the minimap. I just took down one guy and I'm ready to take down a second one. Look at my minimap. Off to my right, there is another enemy player. I finish off the second one, I move to engage the third one. That's a support player, using cover and probably an LMG. Heck, he's probably the same player who gunned down those two blueberries that I let jump out of that grate 30 seconds ago. So remember, keep your rear area clear. If you can clear your flanks, that's great too, but you do have control of your rear. As the attacking team, you always have control of your rear. There's no reason why anyone should be able to get behind you. Right there, I made the mistake of just not realizing or not remembering that I could get shot through those rail cars while the enemy is defending that MCOM. That was my mistake. I should have known better. Next time, I won't be so easy to kill. Now go ahead and look at my minimap. The bad guys are all over the place underneath me, and that Alpha MCOM is getting ready to get armed. As soon as it's armed, I beeline for the Bravo MCOM. Why do I do that? Because on Rush games, whenever an MCOM is armed, most of the enemy team beelines directly for the armed MCOM to try to get that disarm, and they usually leave the secondary MCOM completely unprotected. So make sure you take advantage of that panic. Right here, I was going against a support player with an M249. He had elevation, cover, and I had nowhere to go. Plus, I hobbled myself by putting myself into that grenade animation and didn't give myself a chance to shoot back, but I'm sure even if I could have shot back, he was in a very advantageous position. There's probably no way I could have won that firefight. So we just get the destroy on the Bravo MCOM, and we have to try to make a beeline for that Alpha MCOM before the enemy can dig in. Sometimes you need to be able to just take a breather and take a moment. Right here, remember that the new version of Metro 2014 has these construction support beams that hold up part of the derelict roof. If you drop it, it creates a free smoke cloud. I just smoked up the bottom of those escalators where the enemy is trying to push up. That may have bought us some time, maybe not, but it's always worth a try because it's free. Plus remember that when that rubble falls, it can kill enemy players, but beware, it will also crush you. Here I'm going to demonstrate the classic fail nade. It happens to the best of us. Sometimes you get a great shot like that and you get a kill. Other times you get a terrible throw like that and you end up stepping on your own grenade. Watch those grenade indicators on the ground. They will save you. I pull back behind cover, I take a little bit of damage, but if I hadn't have done that, that nade would have been the end of me. I push in and get the arm. Now remember, you might be saying, well, what's the big deal? So you step on your own grenade, you just look like an idiot for 30 seconds as you're staring at the killed in action symbol. Remember that on Rush Attacker, every time I die, that's a waste of a ticket. Plus, I was less than 10 feet from that MCOM, which means that was also a waste of an opportunity, which as you will see, pays off. Remember guys, this isn't obviously a complete compendium of things that you can do on the battlefield, just a quick little view that I thought I would like to share with you guys. So remember, pay attention to your environment, pay attention to your minimap, but have fun. My name's Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.